Stefan, how are you?
I'm doing just fine. Hello.
Nice to meet you. We are all coming here to meet you. You know that?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because we heard you're an expert in this industry. So we are wondering, how did you get started to this blockchain industry?
I got started through my IT consulting career as a network and security consultant. This gave me already the required knowledge in cryptography, encryption, and the leap to blockchain technology was a very short one.
Many people have no idea about, many might have no idea about what is the blockchain or the kind of that thing. Would you please let me explain about blockchain?
I'd be glad to. It is very simple. In the history, at first we had a barter system, then we had gold and silver, precious stones, then we had coins and paper money. Now we have plastic money, everybody has a credit card in their pocket, and now we have digital money. The only difference is digital money we cannot see, and it is still something of value. And it's definitely not a new idea. I have a very nice story about the Yopi people in a little Pacific island. Some 200 years ago already, they lived on their little island and they didn't have any money. They used stones, 2 meters wide, almost a ton in weight. And they put the stone in a place where everybody could see it. And this was used for money and for trading.
Oh, kind
This
of a coin.
kind of like a coin, but you couldn't move it. In order for the system to work, everybody in the village had to agree that this is my stone or that is your stone. And when enough people agree, this becomes the truth. Now, those stones couldn't be found on the island where they lived. Those stones had to be transported by ship. And one day, there's a ship with a stone coming and a big storm was brewing. And the storm got really wild and the ship sank under the sea, on the bottom of the sea. The stone got never delivered to the island. And the Yopi people figured something out, which was incredible, that it really doesn't matter. Because everybody knew the stone is right there, we just can't see it anymore. It still was used to trade. Exact the same applies to the blockchain industry and to bitcoins. It is money we cannot see, but we all agree it exists. We all agree who this belongs to. We all have the same knowledge or copy of the current state of who has what.
Oh, so interesting. So then, would you please tell me how do you expect about the blockchain in coming years?
Blockchain technology is a revolution for our society. It will bring on many changes. Some of the changes will be welcomed by governments, some of the changes not so much. The welcome changes will be, everything will be instant. The phrase, come back in 3 to 5 business days, will mean nothing to our grandchildren. And most likely they will ask, Grandpa, what's a bank? They will never see the inside of a bank because all money transactions will be done digitally. Today already many people don't carry cash.
We have a card. Right?
You have a card for gasoline, a card for dinner, a card for shopping, a card for everything. The need for cash becomes less important, and the need for many cards will become less important too. Now this is all great. It also allows direct trade, where I can send money direct to you, or we can create any deal, conduct any business direct with each other. But the governments are not necessarily in favor of that, because if we trade directly, it does not allow a good system for taxation and control. Now we need rules and regulations, for sure. But in this case, it will be a learning process. A process where governments and banks will understand that this technology will not go away, and for people to understand how they can use the technology in the correct way. When you cover the system of value, that you do not need something you can look at. The advantages of the blockchain technology come with the public record of every transaction. That it cannot be falsified, it cannot be copied or corrupted, and as such, fraud is prevented. It's simply 100% not possible to defraud a blockchain-based payment system. The only way any fraud could happen is if you would make your digital coins, your digital money, accessible to somebody else, which is the equivalent of you leaving your wallet on a table.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do this.
Yes.
You will safeguard your wallet. Correct.
Yes.
You keep it in a purse, you block the purse, you keep it under your arm. In a digital wallet, what you need for Bitcoin transactions, you need similar safeguards. You need a password, a strong password, a long password, which people cannot guess. So to prohibit access from others. Or even better, you have a storage device like a USB stick, and all your wallet information and your Bitcoins are stored on this. This would mean you have it in your pocket and somebody would have to take it from you, guess your password, your PIN, your whatever other security measures you have taken, and then could only access your assets. That is almost impossible. It requires possession and knowledge. It's two-factor authentication.
There are announcements about Bitcoin accidents, but still there are some kind of dark sides like hacking. So would you please tell me about the solution about this?
Yes, I'd be happy to. The so-called dark sides of the digital currencies are something that really gets heavily promoted by our governments because they don't have any control of the international digital currency payment system. And as such, we only hear that it's used by drug dealers, terrorists, and other people use it for illegal trades. That is not true because all of those things happened before Bitcoin ever existed. They did not come with Bitcoin, they did not grow with Bitcoin. It is simply the next step. 50 years ago, people did their illegal trades in cash. Today, they're doing them with credit cards, with digital money, with wallets, whatever you call it. It is simply technology going on. It has nothing to do that this is a bad or evil technology. The safeguards in blockchain technology, they're coming through the public ledger. It is like the receipt at the shopping mall where every item, every transaction is listed on the blockchain. This receipt never stops. Every transaction is always registered there and the chain grows. That's hence the name blockchain. So with every block of information, it gets added to this ledger, and this ledger is publicly available. You can look it up on the internet, I can look it up anywhere. And on this ledger, you can see the wallet addresses. A wallet address is the equivalent to a bank account in the Bitcoin world.
Oh, I see.
So it is a long number and letter combination that is unique to you, and you have encryption keys to open and close this wallet, to access this wallet. And this is how you keep your digital assets safe. The moment you trust exchanges, Those are companies that usually offer the service of transferring Bitcoin or other digital currency to your country's currency, like Korean won, Thai baht, US dollar, euro. Then you make yourself vulnerable to be taken advantage of, because those companies are not regulated. There's no government oversight. Those are private companies with private people. They just might decide one day they have enough money in their common account and they take all of it and leave the country. There's just no way to foresee this and no way to block this. This is similar to the police trying to catch the bank robber. We don't know when they're going to rob a bank or where. We have to wait for it to happen and then try to catch them.
And the last, in Korea, the government regulates so much about the Bitcoin thing. And would you please tell me what do you think about this problem or this thing?
I think it's great news for Korean people. First off, the government did not prohibit digital currency or blockchain technology. And that is good news. That is really good news. The government embraces the technology, but in exchange for this, tries to get their share in form of taxes. And they also implement safeguards to protect the small investors. Nobody is worried about multimillionaires losing half of their money. But if there's a family father who invests in Bitcoin hoping for a fast, high return, and due to the volatile market, he is losing all of it, then his family would not have anything to eat. This man needs protection. Many people are in situations where they hope and pray for a solution of their financial problems, and they will grasp onto this chance of the new era of digital money in a hope of solving all of their problems in one day. The government needs to step in and protect those small investors. So there are rules implemented to tell those exchanges that operate just like banks to make sure who is your customer. Know your customer. KYC, know your customer, means you need a real name, you need a real address, a real bank account, a real telephone number. There might be questions on how did you make the money you are investing. Those are not only questions meant to invade your privacy. Those are security questions designed also to find out if the investor has experience. Is he knowledgeable about the investment he is about to undertake? How is he funded? Are there reserves financial? Is he financially in the position to gamble with this money, or is he gambling with the life of his family? In a second way, then, these rules are meant to protect the government, to ensure that the government will receive the assessed taxes on capital gains, similar to taxes you have to pay on stock market investments, real estate investments, or even gold, silver, diamonds, any investment you do. Same will go for Bitcoin and digital currencies. There will be a tax to pay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for your time.